Welcome to episode 17 of Wellness Wednesday's audio series. I'm Nissrine, registered holistic nutritionist and mindful nutrition and wellness coach for female entrepreneurs who are looking to prioritize their health and well-being without fad diets and wellness trends. I created this series to bring a fresh perspective to nutrition and wellness, one that is centered on and led by you. There's a plethora of information out there, and it can be really hard to know what to do and eat to feel good in your body. It's easy to get caught up in fad diets and wellness trends, often questioning, doubting, and second guessing your decisions when it comes to the way you nourish and care for yourself. But I wholeheartedly believe that reconnecting with your own innate wisdom to know what your body needs to thrive is the first step to a life-changing transformation and true lasting wellness. And that progress is made by taking small steps mindfully, intentionally, and consistently. Today's episode is part 3 of a 4-part series all about listening to your body. Okay? If you haven't yet listened to the first 2 episodes, I encourage you to do that first and then come back to this one. In last week's episode, it was all about the hunger scale and how you can use it to reconnect with your hunger and satiety cues. All right? It's an excellent tool for anyone who feels like they've lost touch with their internal cues and wants to start tuning into themselves to rediscover what hunger and satiety feel like on a physical level. Okay? In today's episode, I'm sharing another important tool called the Mind Body Scan. This is a great tool to use when you need to get in touch with your hunger and satiety signals, much like the hunger scale. But it's especially helpful if you're still having a hard time deciphering between physical hunger and psychological triggers of hunger. And it's even more helpful if you're the type of person who's either constantly snacking on autopilot or consistently skipping meals because you get so caught up in your daily activities that you kind of forget to eat until you're at the extreme end of the hunger scale. Now, most of us spend our lives in what I call autopilot mode. Okay, unfortunately, it's the sort of big issue with our modern lifestyle. We act and react without much thought, right? Life is made up of like a string of habits, and we have very little time to pause and reflect in between unless we actually consciously and intentionally take the time to pause and reflect, right? And that's what the mind body scan really is. It's an excellent way to strengthen your interoceptive awareness, so the awareness of everything that's happening in your body, and help you connect sort of your mind, body, and heart so that you can both understand and respond to your true needs, whatever they may be. Essentially, it's helping you stop, pause, and reflect. Okay? That's what the mind body scan is really there to do. It will help you improve your relationship with yourself and others, your relationship with food and your body, and your overall mental, physical, and emotional health and well being. So, your holistic well being. Okay? When you do a mind body scan, you're essentially just taking the time to pause, take some deep, intentional breaths to calm your mind and body and soul, and just reconnect with yourself on a deeper level. Okay, let's get to it. I'm going to take you through how to do a mind body scan. All right. So, to do a mind body scan, I want you to find a quiet place to sit comfortably and without interruptions for at least 5 minutes, right? 5 to 10 minutes, but at least 5 minutes, okay? Start by closing your eyes, taking a few deep breaths to calm yourself and kind of reconnect to your body, okay? Reconnect to that physical body. Take a few deep breaths. In and out, okay? And then begin scanning your body Mentally, imagine you're in an x-ray machine, right? And you're scanning your body from your head to your toes and from your toes back up to your head. And as you do that, you're going to connect to yourself on 4 different levels. So your physical sensations, your energy levels, your emotions and thoughts, and your mood, okay? But let's not jump the gun. Let's do this one layer at a time. So, first, I want you to notice your physical sensations. So, as you scan your body up and down from head to toes, toes to head, notice how you feel physically in each area of your body. Take a few deep breaths if you have to kind of find that deeper connection and just really relax your body as much as possible. And just think about how you feel physically. Notice how you feel physically. Do you feel tingling in your toes or throbbing in your calves or a tightening in your legs? How does your stomach feel, right? If you're having a hard time connecting to a body part, place your hands on it and see if you can connect to it that way, right? To feel it physically. Place your hands on your stomach to connect with your stomach physically if you have to. Um, is it achy? Is it empty? Neutral? If you just ate, does it feel full? Can you actually feel the fullness in your stomach? Next, I want you to place your hands in your lap, just kind of comfortably there. If you're lying down, you can just place them next to you on the bed. If you're sitting, just place them nice, neatly in your lap, very comfortably. And can think about if you can feel your pulse vibrating, right? Can you feel it vibrating in your fingertips, right? Take a minute, take a couple deep breaths in and out. Can you feel it? Kind of your pulse vibrating through your fingertips. If you're connected to your body, you should be able to feel it at this point. You should be able to feel your pulse kind of pulsating, vibrating through your fingertips. If you don't, then just keep practicing, right? This is a practice after all. If you don't feel it now, if you don't feel these sensations, keep practicing until you do. And then I want you to move your attention upwards. Are your shoulders tense? How's your posture, right? Are you clenching your jaw? Do you have a headache or any tension in your neck, right? Notice your breath. Is it deep or shallow? Are you holding your breath? And do you have a tendency to do that? Because some of us do. Like many of us don't realize that we actually hold our breath when we're stressed. Don't judge or criticize or correct your body as you're doing the scan. Just be the observer, right? Observe these physical sensations and get familiar with them, right? Write them down in your reflection journal using as many kind of descriptive adjectives if you can, okay? And then hone in on these physical sensations, right? What are they and how do they feel in your body? So name them and then kind of describe them with adjectives and then name how they feel in your body, right? Through these adjectives. Once you've connected to your physical sensations, we're going to move on to your energy levels, right? Begin to notice your energy levels. Right? Take some deep breaths if you have to, in and out. How are you feeling energetically? Are you tired, sleepy? Are you energized, lethargic? How does it feel? How do your energy levels feel? Are they low? Are they high? Are they neutral? Right? And then move on to your thoughts and emotions. Are you feeling frustrated, stressed, emotional? Do you feel indifferent in this moment? Or are you happy, sad, confused, annoyed, overwhelmed, anxious? Or are you feeling positive and like you could conquer the world? How do you feel emotionally? And what are your thoughts kind of saying to you? What is that voice inside your head telling you? Again, don't judge, criticize, or correct, or even feel the need to justify any of these emotions or thoughts in this moment. Just kind of observe them and make note of them, right? Get familiar with your emotions and your thoughts, and then get also familiar with how these emotions and thoughts are manifesting in your actual body, right? The somatic experience, right? Like these emotions and thoughts are actually causing kind of a an effect on your body, right? Can you feel it? Can you feel the effect that they are having on your body physically? Now, finally, I want you to take one final deep breath, or two or three, depending on how many you need, and ask yourself how you're feeling holistically. So, physically, how are you feeling? Energetically, how are you feeling? How are you feeling emotionally? What are you thinking? Then ask yourself, what do my mind, body, and heart need in this moment? What do I need the most? Now, this is a really good exercise because it will help you identify your needs more clearly. So, whether it be a need for nourishment or a self care or connection, or a need for isolation, even, maybe you need some time alone. This exercise will help you identify that on a whole other level. And when it comes to your hunger cues and listening to your body and understanding your hunger levels, this mind body scan can be really helpful to that end as well. So, for example, if you're the kind of person who tends to snack often throughout the day, maybe you snack on autopilot, out of habit, or mindlessly so in between meals, and you're constantly in search of something to eat, this can be normal or it can be problematic, right? So it can be normal during some periods of your life and some days when you're just hungrier than others, and that's okay. But if it's something that happens to you constantly and you're a pathological snacker, meaning you can't get through the day between one meal and the other without constantly snacking, there could be other issues at play here. So, for one, maybe you're not balancing your meals. Maybe you're not eating enough at meal times, right? And it's leaving you feeling nutritionally depleted, and your body is just simply asking for more food between meals because it needs that sustenance, right? So, it could be that your energy levels are low and your body needs a boost, right? Because we know that stress and anxiety and all of these other kind of psychological um, issues that we might face throughout the day, they really deplete a lot of nutrients from our bodies and can leave us feeling energetically low, just simply fatigued and exhausted mentally, which then has an effect on us physically. Now, assuming that it's neither, your meals that are the issue or your energy levels, it could also be a psychological trigger of hunger that's driving you to be constantly in search of snacks. So it could be stress, it could be boredom, it could be lethargy, or even habitual eating because you're used to snacking at certain times of the day, kind of, regardless of your hunger levels. You kind of have this like internal alarm clock that rings at, I don't know, 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. and then again at 6 p.m., right? That's kind of calling you to have a snack because your body's used to doing it. Your mind, it's something that you just kind of do on autopilot. Maybe you're procrastinating. And so you don't want to do something and you procrastinate and you just find an excuse by eating, right? Um, of course, these things happen to all of us from time to time, right? And they're normal to a certain extent. But if you find yourself struggling with this regularly, so constantly reaching for snacks between meals, when you feel like you kind of have an insatiable appetite for snacks, this mind body scan may be very useful to you in these times to better understand if you're truly physically hungry or if you're being triggered to eat by a psychological trigger of hunger, and kind of what that psychological trigger is, and um, how to maybe address it in another way. So you'll want to ask yourself, do I need to answer the call of physical hunger right now? Or am I in need of a self care break? Right? Is there something else I need right now? Do I need to call a friend? Do I need to take a break and go outside, spend some time outdoors, getting natural sunlight and maybe some time in nature? Do I need to just make myself a cup of tea and sit, and stare out the window and do nothing else for the next 5 minutes? If you don't know the answer to that, maybe scan again with this question in mind. So if you don't know that you're being triggered to eat for physical hunger, if you have that doubt, and you think that you're eating because of a psychological trigger of hunger, do this scan and see what you come up with. It might not feel intuitive or comfortable, or even, it might even feel awkward the first few times you do it. But like anything, it gets more natural in time. So rest assured that this too will get more natural in time. It will get easier and it will just become a more intuitive process over time. The more practice, the more you practice doing a mind body scan kind of deliberately and intentionally, the more you'll find yourself naturally gravitating to this practice as a tool to help you reconnect to your body and respond to your needs regularly. All right, so give it a try. Don't give up if it feels hard. Keep going and see how it helps you reconnect to your body and better respond to your needs. On that note, I'd like to thank you for tuning in and to remind you that if you're looking for support in this area or with your nutrition and self care in general and just making it a priority, you can book a complimentary wellness consultation with me to chat about your goals and how to get you there on your own terms. At the very least, we'll have a nice chat and you'll get some clarity about the wellness journey ahead of you. Last but not least, if you'd like to be a part of my pilot program entitled Reawaken Your Innate Food Wisdom, which is a self-paced mindful nutrition program with 4 weeks of group support to help you prioritize your nutrition and wellness without fad diets and trends, then get on my mailing list to get an exclusive invitation once I'm ready to launch it. It'll be a journey to learning more about your body and what it needs to thrive, a mindful approach to nutrition that will improve your relationship with food, and an overall wellness education program that will guide you for life so that your nutrition and self care will always be a priority. Now, to get on my mailing list, all you have to do is subscribe to this audio series or download my simple 5-step framework to nourishing meals in minutes, and you'll be the first to know when the pilot program is ready for testing. I'm going to put all of the relevant links in the notes below, so go ahead, click on them, register to get on that list. All right. Now, if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe and share with a friend. And be sure to tune in next week for another episode of Wellness Wednesdays audio series, where I share a short clip each week to inspire you to reconnect with yourself on a deeper level so you can start nourishing and caring for yourself more mindfully and intentionally. Until next week, stay healthy, happy, and safe.